You are listening to the Why Smart Women podcast, the podcast that helps smart women work out why we repeatedly make the wrong decisions and how to make better ones. From relationships, career choices, finances, to faux fur jackets and kale smoothies. Every moment of every day, we're making decisions. Let's make them good ones. I'm your host, Annie McCubbin, and as a woman of a certain age, I've made my own share of really bad decisions. Not my husband. I don't mean him, though. I did go through some shockers to find him. And I wish this podcast had been around to save me from myself. This podcast will give you insights into the working of your own brain, which will blow your mind. I acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which I'm recording, and you are listening on this day. Always was, always will be, Aboriginal land. Well, hello, smart women. For the next 3 weeks, I'm going to be playing 3 chapters a week of my audiobook from Why Smart Women Make Bad Decisions and How Critical Thinking Can Protect Them. So if you find yourself listening in and you're up to chapter 4, by all means, wind it back, go back to chapter 1 because it's a narrative and it has a very strong narrative arc. Hope you enjoy it. See you on the other side. Bye. Chapter 7. Cat Goes to a Party. You're going to a New Year's Eve party. Bethany from work has invited you. She drifts around the office with one raised eyebrow. She exhibits zero interest in office politics. You admire her enormously. She's leaning on your desk, slowly swinging one leg.
Come on, Cat,
she says.
It's been 6 months since the dirtbag left you. You can't mope around forever. Come to my party. You might get lucky.
Since the hipster left you, people have been disturbingly forthcoming with their opinion of him.
Okay.
You say.
What shall I bring?
Scotch,
she says, wafting off. So the night of the party arrives. You're sitting outside a 2-storey home with an unkempt lawn and a despondent-looking Christmas tree on the front veranda. You check your makeup in the rearview mirror, once again questioning the need or appropriateness of green glitter eyeliner. The girl in the makeup section of David Jones had declared it very now, so you'd bought it. You look down at your red skirt and mentally go back over the 5 discarded outfits lying on your bed. Perhaps the green skirt was better. Also, it's unseasonably cold for December and you're wishing you'd bought a jacket. You're only 15 minutes drive away. You could go home, change, get a jacket and also possibly remove the eyeliner. A tap at your window. It's Justine from HR. So you're inside. You immediately feel overdressed. You should have worn jeans, but you'd vowed not to wear jeans until you'd lost the 2.75 kilos. There's a woman in jeans who's bordering on a size 14. She's wearing thick blue glitter eyeliner and she's laughing loudly in an unconstrained way. She clearly belongs to a different species to you. The house is packed with people you don't know. You stand uncertainly near the door. You are saved by one of Bethany's housemates who has just floated toward you draped in gold tinsel. Clearly she's responsible for the denuding of the Christmas tree.
Hey.
She says, proffering a tray of tofu on toothpicks.
You have amazing hair. It's so pre-Raphaelite.
On this occasion you'd have to agree with her. It's the one thing about your appearance you actually like.
Thanks.
You say.
How do you know Bethy?
She says.
I work in the same consulting firm.
Oh, well.
She lays a commiserating hand on your arm.
What do you do?
You ask, suspecting it will have something to do with yoga.
I'm an intuitive healer.
She's still holding the tray under your nose. It smells like rancid nuts.
Go on, girl.
She says.
They're vegan organic.
You compliantly put one in your mouth. It tastes like a nutty kitchen sponge. She reaches out, twists a lock of your hair around her finger.
Are you sad?
Yes.
She searches your eyes.
I can feel the disturbance in you.
Oh.
You say.
You're ungrounded.
She says.
You need to walk barefoot on grass and watch your toxins and chemical intake while you're healing. I live a chemical-free life.
She says, tipping a bucket-sized vodka down her throat.
You've got to be Libran, right?
No.
You say.
I'm not Libran.
Oh my God, I'm a Virgo. We love Librans. They're so empathic and intuitive.
She has clutched your wrist.
No.
You say, shaking free of her grip.
I said I'm not a Libran.
You are experiencing panic. Why did you agree to come to this party? You're trapped with a glittering drunk vegan Virgo bearing a tray of impaled tofu. She puts the tray on the floor and pulls a bell from her cavernous pockets, rings it at various points around your head.
There is great healing in sound.
She pronounces.
The vibrations will resonate with your sadness. Allow it to be released.
You stand compliantly until she rings the bell too close to your right ear and you pull away sharply.
I can only do so much.
She says, like you'd booked a healing appointment and had turned up with a bad attitude. She packs the bell away in her pocket.
Right.
You say, trying to smile.
I'm sorry.
You're worried she's going to report back to Bethany that you're arrogant.
What's your name?
You ask the vegan Virgo.
My name's Kat.
Nat?
Kat.
Oh my God, I love that name. When I have a daughter, I'm definitely going to call her Natalie.
Bethany approaches.
I was just having a beautiful chat to your friend Nat. I love Librans.
Says the vegan Virgo as she wanders off into the crowd. Bethany smiles benevolently at her retreating back.
Hey, Kat, have you met my brother Michael?
Michael appears from behind her. A green shirt, the buttons done up wrong, adult-sized teeth, a nose that looks like he's been in a fight and lost, brown eyes, brown hair, a trilby. He's wearing the hipster's aftershave.
Hey.
He says, his eyeline somewhere between your left shoulder and the front door.
It's Kat, is it?
Yes, it is.
I'll leave you to do it then.
Says Bethany. She walks away, giving you a wink. This is clearly her paving the way for you to get lucky.
So, how's things?
Says Michael.
Good. You?
Yeah, good.
He is unsmiling. You wonder if Bethany has forced him to talk to you. Your handbag is still over your shoulder. You produce the scotch.
Like one?
You say.
No thanks, I don't drink.
You don't drink at all?
No,
Oh, why?
I don't like the taste.
He says. As if it's got anything to do with the taste, you think. There is a pause. He points to the bottle of scotch.
I can get you one of those if you'd like.
He offers. Why did Bethany ask you to bring scotch? It's embarrassing. It's the drink of choice of your father. An old man's drink. You should have bought vermouth, inferring martinis.
It's okay. I don't drink scotch.
Did you bring the bottle for someone else?
No.
There is another pause.
Your skirt's nice.
His mother has clearly told him to pay women a compliment upon meeting them.
Thanks.
You say.
I was going to wear a green skirt, but decided on the red.
Oh, God, you think. Why do people have parties? There is a third pause. You both look around the room, searching for conversation impetus. Someone turns the music up. People start dancing.
Shall we join them?
He says. The size 14 jeans woman dances alone with abandon. You admire her enormously. The last time you danced was at the blue light disco in Year 7.
No, I'm good.
You look down, note the trouser legs of his jeans are tucked into his socks.
You ride your bike here?
You say, pointing to his right leg.
No.
He says.
Why?
Oh, I just noticed your jeans tucked into your sock and I assumed...
He looks down at his right leg and pulls the hem out, leaving his left trouser leg tucked into his sock.
No.
He says.
No bike.
Right, I just thought...
You both stand there looking at his feet. The vegan Virgo reappears. She must have been having a good go at the chemical-free vodka because she's now very drunk.
Hi, my little Libran friend.
She says.
I'm not actually a Libran.
You say. She narrows her eyes suspiciously at you.
You sure?
Yes, I'm sure. Excuse me, I'm going to get myself a martini.
Typical Libran.
You hear her say as you walk off. You glance back. They are both looking at you, united in their disapproval. By the time you get to the other side of the room, she has pulled the bell out of her pocket and is ringing it near Michael's head. He is standing there, smiling at her and nodding appreciatively. You should have done that. Would it have really hurt you just to listen to the bell and pretend you're a Libran? She'll ask Bethany why she invited such an obnoxious friend. You've offended everyone you had a conversation with, which admittedly is just two people, but still. Michael and the vegan Virgo are probably discussing your ungrounded social skills right now. You don't care. You want to go home. You dislike everyone at this party. You skirt the edge of the room, head to the kitchen and grab a beer from the fridge, wondering to yourself why you had to mention a martini. You head upstairs to Bethany's oasis of a bathroom. You walk in, shut the door. The bathroom is one of those 50s relics, accidental retro cool, all pink tiles. You're quite buoyed by the look of yourself in the bathroom mirror. The pink tiles are bouncing off your skin, making you look positively dewy. Until you turn on the plug-in lights with the magnifier. The bathroom is transformed into an operating theatre. You wouldn't have been out of place wearing scrubs. Dewy you disappears. Your skin is appalling. Your pores look like moon craters. Your face under the scrutiny of the magnifier is deeply distressing. You sit on the bath rim researching laser resurfacing on your phone. You're unimpressed by the before and after shots. If you're going to resurface your skin, you'll need a beauty therapist willing to use a belt sander. You become aware of knocking on the bathroom door. You must have been in there for at least 20 minutes by the looks of your search history. You shut your phone, walk to the door and open it. Rebecca from the real estate is standing there, looking amazing. Thinner than when you last saw her. 56 kilos, possibly 55. She's probably adhering to the hipster's vegan diet. No sneaking to the fridge for late-night gorging of real cheese and glasses of planet-destroying cow's milk.
Hi!
You say brightly.
Hi, Kat.
She says coolly. She is standing in the hall under the flattering light of a dim 40-watt globe. Her skin looks luminous. You are standing under the bathroom light. You put your hand to your own moon crater face.
So, how are you?
You say, like she's a favoured work colleague who's been away with appendicitis and has just returned.
I'm good, thanks.
She answers, giving you a thin smile. There is a silence while both of you stand there looking at each other.
Do you mind?
She indicates her desire to enter the bathroom. You are blocking the door.
Sure, yes, sorry.
You step out. She steps in and closes the door. She's probably wondering how the hipster stayed with you for so long with your bad social skills and hideous skin. This party is a disaster. You don't care if you've only been here for an hour and 15, you're going home. You head down the hallway, feeling for your keys in your bag, when the sound of a voice in the stairwell stops you in your tracks.
My circadian rhythm is absolutely in sync.
The voice says.
I haven't used an alarm clock in years. I set the clock in my brain and ping, I'm awake.
It's the hipster. You flatten yourself against the wall like a spy. You have to get out. However, you can't resist having a look. You go to the banister, look over. Your heart turns over. The hipster's standing on the stairs, smiling down at someone. Must be a female. That smile is reserved for females. He's wearing the jeans you really like and his favourite Schrodinger's cat t-shirt which says, "Wanted dead and alive." You withdraw back to the hallway, wait for your heart to settle down. The bathroom door is still shut. Rebecca from the real estate may also be realising her skin is not as perfect as other mirrors had led her to believe. The hipster has lowered his voice to a soft murmur, but you recognise the intimate tone. A female giggle in response. You move back to the banister, chance another look. The beneficiary of his smile is now standing on the step below him. Of course, it's the vegan Virgo. She's manoeuvring tofu past his tiny teeth into his mouth. The vegan Virgo is perfect for him. She wouldn't touch cheese if her life depended on it. You observe the look he's giving her. That tilt of the head intimates that she is the most important person in the room. You feel your heart squeeze. If only he would look at you like that again. You look back over your shoulder. The bathroom door handle is turning. Rebecca from the real estate is coming out and will see you spying over the banister. You're trapped. Going downstairs is impossible. You launch yourself down the hallway and open the first door. You're in Bethany's bedroom, as is her dog, a silver Great Dane on her bed. It opens one eye and lifts its head off the pillow, growls softly, looks at you. You are unfamiliar with big dogs. You don't know if you should look back at it or look away. You remember Mrs. Hume saying that you shouldn't look a dog in the eyes, it will take it as a sign of aggression. You decide stillness and averting your gaze is the best strategy. Averting your gaze takes your eye line out onto Bethany's balcony. A balcony. A first floor balcony. You've seen people in movies escape from sticky situations by climbing over balconies. You're in a sticky situation. Maybe you can lower yourself from the balcony and avoid contact with all current inhabitants of the house. You risk a direct look at the dog. It seems uninterested, but what if you're misreading the signals and it's just biding its time before it launches itself off the bed and pins you to the floor with its great paws, slobbering and growling in your face? Bethany, alerted by the growling, will come running in with the hipster, Rebecca from the real estate, and the vegan Virgo in tow. The vegan Virgo will try to calm you down by dropping homeopathic rescue remedy drops into your mouth. Your life will be over. So far, so good, though. You make your way in a casual manner across the room to the balcony door. You feel the dog's gaze following your progress. You get to the door, open it, go across the balcony and look down. There are bins haphazardly arranged below. Mrs. Hume would be aghast. You should be able to go over the balcony and gain a foothold on one of them. You look back at the dog. It's still looking over its shoulder at you. If you could just make it from the balcony to the ground without breaking a leg, your problems would be over. You hear Rebecca from the real estate's voice in the hallway. You are galvanised into action. You sling your bag over your shoulder, go to the edge of the balcony, look down at the ground, ignore the wave of vertigo and sling one leg over. You are now straddling the railing, one leg out and one in. The dog is still lying like an inscrutable emperor on the bed. You sling the other leg over. It's cold. You're now poised on the narrow ledge of the outer side of the balcony, looking down at the bins. You glance back into the room. The dog has moved off the bed and is standing at the doorway to the balcony. It's enormous, about the size of a small horse. You look down again, grab hold of the railing and lower your right leg. It makes tenuous contact with the recycle bin. Your head is now level with the floor of the balcony. You hear the door to the bedroom open. You look up. The dog must have stealth crawled across the balcony because it's now 3 centimetres away from you. You can see the flecks in its eyes and feel its hot breath.
Who's a pretty boy?
You say, like he's a parrot. The sound of advancing footsteps across the wooden floor.
You okay there, boy? What are you looking at? Why is the door open? It's cold.
Michael appears behind the dog, looks over the railing.
Cat?
Hey, Michael.
Front door not your thing?
No, I'm more a balcony girl.
Right. Do you want to come back over?
No, I'm good.
If you move your left leg 20 centimetres to the right, you'll connect with the bin.
He says. You do so. You're now standing on tiptoes on the recycler. There is a long pause in which your fingers start to ache.
Your sister's dog is big.
You say.
Yes.
He scratches behind the dog's left ear.
You're a big boy, aren't you, Dave?
He says.
I have a cat. It's my ex's.
You say.
Right.
He's in your sister's lounge room. My ex, not the cat.
You add.
Right.
Anyway, I'll be off.
You say. He crouches down and takes hold of your hands through the bars. You lower yourself 30 centimetres until you're standing squarely on the bin. He releases your hands. You crouch low on the bin, feeling it wobble under your weight. If you'd lost that 2.75 kilos, it wouldn't have been a problem. You jump and land successfully on the grass.
I'm going to put a reminder in my phone.
He calls down to you.
Untack pants from socks.
Okay.
You say. You look back up at him leaning over the balcony. Ninja Dog is still staring silently at you.
Typical Capricorn.
You call up.
Good social skills, but has issues with socks.
You imagine him smiling in the dark. You start across the lawn and are halfway to freedom when the front door opens and an oblong of light spills onto the grass. You leap to the perimeter. The hipster's voice, carried on the back of his outrage, reaches you as you sprint across the rest of the lawn and out onto the street.
You're being ridiculous. I was just talking to her.
He is saying. You reach the car, fling open the door, throw your handbag and yourself into it and lock the door. You sit, one hand on your beating heart, and look back at the house in the rearview mirror. The oblong of light, the hipster and his outrage have been reabsorbed back into the house. Rebecca from the real estate had better be careful. The hipster doesn't like being questioned. You sit in the quiet sanctity of your car, safe in the knowledge that whatever dramas are currently being played out in the House of Horrors, they're no longer on you. You sit on your hands and think about Michael's hands on yours, how they'd felt lived in. And it's while you're sitting in the car, waiting for your heartbeat to slow, that your brain begins running the tape of the party. As you watch it, an image keeps flickering at the edge of the screen, indistinct but insistent. You spool the tape back and watch it carefully, and there it is, camouflaged amid the general jungle of deception. A casual lie, small but significant. The story the hipster had told about not needing an alarm clock because he could set the clock in his brain was false. You'd had to shake him awake every morning. It was like trying to raise the dead. His circadian rhythm story was a lie. It's as you start the car that you realise he is a liar, a cheat and a liar. The spotlight effect. Do you have difficulty navigating your way through complex social situations, or do you glide through them like a hot knife through butter? Try this quick quiz. You have been invited to a work networking event. Do you A, take 3 weeks to organise an outfit, arrive, talk to your friend from across the office for an hour, get an Uber home and watch Netflix? B, arrive, drink too much, drape your arm around the CEO and tell her this is the best job you've ever had, then resign the next day? C, take 3 weeks to organise an outfit, then stay home and watch Netflix? D, play your usual role of effortless socialite. You totally nail all social situations. Social events are your place to shine. People who watch Netflix on their own are losers. OK, D, I'll leave you with your extroverted charm and talk to A, B and C. Remember, we have tribal brains, so fitting in is all important. Parties and other social gatherings, including work events, are fraught experiences for so many of us. It's a wonder we put ourselves through them. One of the reasons we do is that we're tribal. As in Chapter 3, when Mrs. Hume made assumptions about her neighbours based on their ethnicity, a social setting is another context in which the tribal part of our brains is activated. We are biologically hardwired to socialise with others, so our brains are highly sensitive to being an outsider, no matter what context the tribe exists in. A family is a tribe, a football team is a tribe, a group of friends is a tribe, a religion is a tribe, an organisation is a tribe. A group of people at a party standing in a circle may only have met 10 minutes ago, but if we're standing on the outside of it, they look like a tribe to our brain. We may dress up in nice dresses and carry large handbags, but underneath it all we are first and foremost social animals. Being social animals, feeling the need to belong can bring with it a large dose of fear that we don't belong. So maybe you haven't faced off a Great Dane and climbed over a balcony to escape an encounter with an ex, but you've undoubtedly had some deeply uncomfortable experiences at networking events, parties, and speaking up in meetings. Kat's fight, flight, freeze was triggered. So why would Kat go to such extreme measures to escape an uncomfortable situation by climbing over a balcony? Well, her anxiety reached such a peak that her fight, flight, freeze response kicked in and her limbic system was pushed into flight. Remember in Chapter 5 when Kat was too frightened to jump into the skipping rope and speak up at a meeting? Similarly, in the context of the party, her brain perceived her to be in danger, so released a cascade of chemicals that hijacked her thinking and seriously affected her decision-making, and not in a good way. The spotlight effect. Is everyone really looking at you? Kat's entire experience was marred by self-consciousness. She was worried about people's reactions to her clothing and glitter eyeliner. She was also embarrassed about the scotch and was amazed that a woman she perceived to be overweight would dance in public when Kat herself wouldn't dance at all. She also thought people were still talking about her after she'd left them. What caused this perception that whatever she did, people looked at her and assessed her? Well, it's called the spotlight effect. First coined by psychologists Thomas Gilovich and Kenneth Savitsky, the spotlight effect is that feeling you get when someone is clearly in a bad mood and you immediately assume it's because of you. Or when you walk into a room and people seem to go quiet and you assume it's because they were talking about you. There are 1,000 topics that people could be discussing and 1,000 reasons why someone is in a bad mood, yet we're so quick to decide it's because of us. We think people are looking at us more than they are. The reason the spotlight effect is so pervasive is that we are exquisitely aware of our feelings and thoughts. If you're a sensitive person, every emotional ripple can feel like a thunderous wave, so it seems impossible that other people aren't aware of this too. So, if there's tension in a room you've just walked into, you think it's probably something to do with you. None of the thoughts that Kat ascribed to other people would have been accurate. The truth is, we have no idea what other people are thinking, but we can safely assume that we wildly overestimate the degree to which we're at the centre of other people's cognitive processes. Kat's general perception of how she was perceived and judged, for everything from the minutiae of her appearance to the slightest interactions, was amplified. Michael and the vegan Virgo were not discussing Kat's ungrounded social skills. In fact, I happen to know they were talking about solving the Middle East conflict. This is how confirmation bias dovetails nicely with the spotlight effect. Kat assumed they were talking about her as confirmation that she was socially awkward. The spotlight effect is a large contributor to social anxiety, leading us to believe that everyone is talking, looking at, judging us. It's a big reason why we spend so much time worrying about what other people think, and why we believe people focus on us much more than they actually do. Your perception is worth questioning. You may very well be wrong. It's helpful to remember that everyone is hyper-involved in their own thinking and feelings. They're much too self-involved to be worried about you. You don't have to be nice all the time. Kat's response to this skewed perception that everybody is looking at her, judging her, is to ensure that at all times she's being nice and doesn't do anything that could invite unwanted negative attention, like dancing. This is not everybody's response to self-consciousness. Some people may become withdrawn or aggressive, but for the purposes of this story, we'll stick with Kat's response, which is to be nice. This compulsion to be nice, to be always easy, compliant, agreeable and pleasant, needs some analysis. If you're highly driven to be likeable, it means you'll find yourself in situations where you'd like to push back, but you won't. You'd like to say, no, I don't want to do that, but you'll be disinclined to do so in case you offend someone. You'll interpret holding your ground as being difficult. There are a number of things Kat could have done differently if she hadn't been under the thrall of the spotlight effect and wasn't so driven to be nice. She could have said to the vegan Virgo, I don't want you to ring your bell near my head and no thanks, I don't like tofu. Brought along a drink she liked instead of going with Bethany's casual suggestion of scotch. Danced with abandon. Had a quick look in the bathroom mirror, then moved on instead of formulating a new plan to combat her moon crater face. Been less avoidant of Rebecca from the real estate and the hipster. This might have engendered a sense of autonomy in her. Laughed off her gaffe about Michael's socks. Restricted herself to 2 choices of clothing instead of spending hours trying to find the perfect outfit. Exited through the front door. The woman in the jeans with glitter eyeliner and perfectionism. Kat was amazed that someone who wasn't rake thin would wear jeans and dance and laugh. The woman in jeans is emblematic of someone who's comfortable in their own skin. Either that, or she had a few martinis under her belt. Author's note. I'm not advocating getting drunk as a way to ameliorate social anxiety, though it's interesting to note how many people use alcohol to intervene in the brain's processing and dampen down the social fear response. Who knows what life journey the woman in jeans had experienced? Maybe she'd always been comfortable in herself. Maybe she'd had to reason her way out of a perfectionistic notion of the way she should look and behave. Whatever her history, she was comfortable with who she was, and that is the ultimate aim. Getting smarter. The whole social experience is fraught. However, it's really helpful to remember that we don't have any idea what's going on inside other people's heads. It's easy to endow other people with confidence that they may not feel. If you think about yourself for a second, how often is the way you behave opposite to how you're feeling? It's true that some people are more adept at moving gracefully through social situations than others, but a large proportion of people appear relaxed when actually they're not. Our brains can be highly attuned to social rejection, so Instead of giving yourself a hard time about being socially nervous, understand what's behind the fear and start to gently challenge some of your perceptions. Berating yourself for having stupid thoughts is unhelpful. Your brain is primed to try and fit in and worries if it perceives it's not. Understand that you're trying to live up to arbitrary, impossible standards set by an archaic, anxious part of your brain, and give yourself a break. Get your thoughts straight. It's not about you. If you walk into a room and you sense a negative atmosphere or someone ignores you, it's probably not about you. Go about your business. Dance like no one's watching. People aren't evaluating if your jeans are too tight. They're also not looking at your dance style. Get up, shake that booty. Loosen the corset, again. If you're triple guessing yourself before you open your mouth in a social setting, trying to find the perfect thing to say, try asking a question. People love talking about themselves. Nice as pie. Watch out for making decisions based on ensuring you will be approved of or liked. You will never be universally liked, and that's okay. End of Chapter 7.
Thanks for tuning into Why Smart Women with me, Annie McCubbin. I hope today's episode has ignited your curiosity and left you feeling inspired by my anti-motivational style. Join me next time as we continue to unravel the fascinating layers of our brains and develop ways to sort out the fact from the fiction and the over 6,000 thoughts we have in the course of every day. Remember, intelligence isn't enough. You can be as smart as paint, but it's not just about what you know, it's about how you think. And in all this talk of whether or not you can trust your gut, if you ever feel unsafe, whether it's in the street, at work, in a car park, in a bar, or in your own home, please respect that gut feeling. Staying safe needs to be our primary objective. We can build better lives, but we have to stay safe to do that. And don't forget to subscribe, rate and review the podcast and share it with your fellow smart women and allies. Together, we're hopefully reshaping the narrative around women and making better decisions. So until next time, stay sharp, stay savvy, and keep your critical thinking hat shiny. This is Annie McCubbin signing off from Why Smart Women. See you later. This episode was produced by Harrison Hess. It was executive produced and written by me, Annie McCubbin.